this video is going to be about the 2010, I guess, or 9. I think 2010. But basically, what I'm talking about is that's when I tried to do internet marketing, and I tried to build a couple of sites. There was a bunch of sites actually. Yeah, it was 2010, and at that time there was a guy. Well, there still is a guy called Eben Pagan. He's one of the biggest internet marketers out there, and he's like one of the gurus who actually is really good. And his niche was for men, dating for men, and it's called Double Your Dating. And he also opened up a bunch of businesses where he sold advice on how to become an online marketer. So, and he charged quite high prices, anywhere from $250 to $10,000 for his products. And he actually has a pretty big library of products, and I believe he has about 50 different products that he sells at the current time. So the reason I'm talking about Eben Pagan in this video is because in 2010, when I first found out about him through different other people referring him to me in the emails I was getting, and what happened was he offered free coaching, and I remember I was writing an eBay ebook on how to sell on eBay, and I was in the first pages. I was like, I think the first maybe 10 pages or something, and I was making the outline. And that's when also I was pretty good at Corel Draw, and I made a pretty good outline. It was actually pretty good. I found that copy of that ebook, the beginning of that ebook, later on, and I read it. It was pretty good. But the thing is, I remember when the guy was talking to me, one of the coaches from Eben Pagan, I remember him saying to me that he doesn't feel that I was committed to finishing the eBay ebook and continuing with this, online business that I was trying to start, trying to sell information or this ebook, and plus free videos on how to sell on eBay. Okay, so what happened was, I remember I told him that, like, well, I don't know. I know I'll finish the book, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna, like, what else is gonna happen after that, so on. And the reason that happened is, already at that time, I was functioning from a damaged state. Okay, so what I wrote here is the guy said that he does not feel that I'm committed to finishing, which, as I said before. But then I said that damaged state, body and mind, from work, physical work, plus past emotional trauma, my decisions were made from damaged state without an option to change something else. Something else, I mean, like, without an option to change something at that point in time immediately, so my state would change for the better on continual basis. And when it changes on continual basis, I make better decisions, and those decisions reflect back into my life, which then I take in information, I make new decisions, and so on. So the reason this is important is that this was like, there's a lot of stuff that I went through, and this was like also the first time I was in depression, or like mild depression. I would say it wasn't severe, but it was like a mild, and I was confused because I didn't take it seriously actually. And I was thinking like, oh, I just need to like kind of like work out, eat some food, and wait until like I finish some semester in school or whatever, and maybe so on. Like, I was trying, my thinking wasn't like catastrophic. It was more like short term, and it was possible for adjustment. And basically, at that time, I just didn't know a lot of stuff that I know now. And as years went on, I mean, I got worse. but I did more stuff. I did more stuff, but I got worse. And it wasn't until I found out later on that I was functioning from a damaged state, and I did not have, like, you need information, one thing, but then your state has to be a positive one, or at least neutral. At least neutral. But I would say you want positive state, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna function from that state. Whichever information was put into your system at any point in time, you're gonna recall it. That state's gonna recall the same information from that state. So you're gonna create the same action that you did before. And I talk about this in my course, and I think I made a few other videos about this emotional reference points that I have. I have it on my drive, but in 2016 I think I made those. And then there's some new ones I made that I may have not yet uploaded, or I may have them in a different folder. But the reason I'm saying this is because it was the physical work, it was the stresses of going to school, it was dealing with not having enough money, it was dealing with my parents, it was trying to figure out what I should do in my life. It was all this at the same time, and the thing is, because of all these things at the same time, I was damaged. So what I realized is, the biggest one is I have to pull myself out from the physical job. Even right now I have a physical job, but I chose to have a physical job on purpose. And so I need to pull it out myself right now, out from this physical job, right? And then I have to basically stay with the rest of my reference points being the same, and then take all my effort, my brain, my time, my knowledge, and focus it on executing my plan, which I already have. And this will be like the first time in my life that I'll actually produce very good results when my brain is more focused and not as screwed up as it used to be, while at the same time not having physical environment affecting me like a job or other people, because I have strategically on purpose removed them for that very reason, so that I can function better in the now. So that's what I didn't understand, and it took me, just this memory came to me in my mind when I was at work, and I wanted to make a video about it because it made sense to me now what the guy said, which I didn't really believe him at the time. But looking back, I understand what he meant. He was right, but nobody told me how to fix it. Nobody said, "Oh, Ivan, this is how you do it." No, I figured out on my own how to fix it. Okay? Anyway, I'm out.